Yeah, that's my boy. No, don't lick me. Don't lick me.
Sit.
Good boy. Good boy.
Here, bud.
Get down. Down.
Sit. Here.
Yeah, that's my boy. Oh, no.
Come here. Max. Hey,
It's a fail.
stop looking at him. Sit. Sit. Sit, bud. Sit. Yeah.
I didn't give me my picture for.
That's my bud.
This is my boy.
That's my
Ty.
buddy
Come
right
here. Up.
That's my little weed monkeys.
All right. Down. There you go. One more time. Up. Come here. Up. Oh, God. All right, down. Go over there. Sit down. What's up, y'all? Welcome. BullRad. Today is a very important show. Go sit down. Very important show. A lot of shit been passing. Salute, James Hudson, my boy. You already know we back at it and we ain't stopping. But today is crazy. You know why?
Back.
Actually, first of all, BullRad, how you been doing, my boy? You all right?
Living, maintaining, brother. Living, maintaining, doing my thing. How you been? Everything good?
Man, you know, just trying to do what it do. You see, we had CEO Reek up here yesterday. It was a cool show. It was fun. We had a lot of fun. So,
Yeah.
I come to like the boy. He a cool dude, you know. He put me on a lot of shit after. Shout out my boy LMAO. But you know, it is what it ain't. You know.
Yeah. It is what it is. Ooh.
Yeah, yo, it's crazy out here how you seen. I talked about academics. I talked about Trap Lord Ross. I talked about the dude that do the swamp stories.
Yeah.
Talked about Vlad, and I talked about Adam 22.
Oh,
All guys that have no familiarity with like the urban lifestyle, the struggle, the hood, the shit like that. But now they are all the guys that are. Some people are calling them the gatekeepers.
The gatekeepers, yeah.
Of this culture. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I didn't really get. We had something else scheduled for today, but when this shit with Adam 22 popped off and it was brought to my attention, it's like, wow, man. It kind of reminds me of the Vlad situation when Vlad got into it with Lord Jamal. He wasn't willing to back down and whatever else. Vlad's still getting his money. He's still, you know, one of the top dudes. This thing with Adam 22, BullRad, tell me about this shit, man.
Well, basically, you know, so who's this guy they got?
It's American Cholo?
No. Well, yeah, I mean, he's involved. Basically, he's the one who's been.
Flacco.
The guy from Jumper. No Jumper. The
Poetic Flacco.
What is it?
Little weirdo. Poetic Flacco.
Yeah, that's it. Poetic Flacco. And
he's from another weirdo.
Where's he? He's from somewhere weird. Like
somewhere weird. He studies academics. Academics is his idol.
Yes, academics is his idol. He looks up to him. He modeled his whole game and everything after him. The kid, as you can see, you watch him for 5 fucking minutes, and he's all ego. He's all about his ego. He has no clue. And like AD said, this dude like is just so detached from reality. Like he thinks the opposite of everything. Like he's blatantly wrong. He thinks he's right. You know, he's heavy set. He thinks he's skinny. You know, like he thinks he's hood and he's from the Get, but he's fucking nowhere near the Get. The only thing he's got close enough to even maybe to claim that with stupid people would be the fact that he's black. But like
he's delusional.
Like he's Jesus Christ. He's so far removed. He's more removed than even I am. You know what I mean? Like, like I'm a straight white boy from the suburbs, and I got more skin in the game than this cat does.
Let me tell you something. Anybody that gets spit on and don't pop,
unbelievable.
Nothing happen.
Unbelievable.
And you ain't go crazy, go absolutely mad, and turn the fuck up, pipe up,
bro. Every female I know, I mean, girly girls. If you spit on them, they're throwing fucking hands. You know, like little girls will throw hands if you spit on them. Like you can't spit on somebody and not get the shit beaten out of you, or at least hit. And this dude just took it and like pretty much needed AD in them to back him up.
Now look. You didn't tell me. I found out later that he wasn't from the hood. You told me he wasn't. But when I seen him get spit on and I seen what happened,
then you knew.
Right there, he's not a hood dude. He's a
hell no.
He's a weirdo. He even that alone probably turns him on. Him getting spit on He like, ooh, I'm going to academic status, the clout and the internet. This, you know how these kids think, man, nowadays, homie. Come on,
Pretty
man.
much. Pretty much, you know, like they always say, like the old saying goes, like there's no all publicity is good, or there's no such thing as bad publicity. That's how he takes it. Like, oh, I got spit on. That's fire. That's
Yeah,
rating.
that's right.
All
By
that.
some low level rapper, not even a big dude. You feel me? No disrespect, but it's just the facts.
It's crazy. Like, I can't believe that he wouldn't stand up for himself. But like, that's just so typical of who this kid is already and who he's shown us he is. Like, his MO is trash. Like, he's modeling his whole shit after the one dude in the game that nobody respects what he did. So much so that Academics has now, you know, released a statement apologizing pretty much, and then you know, has made an honest attempt to try to switch it up and try to change, which you know, I'll give him that. Like, kudos. I respect the fact that he'll do that.
Camera,
but,
motherfucker.
Too little, too late. You know what I'm saying?
Roll up book. You rolling up weed. You shaking the camera, man. Get that shit off.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Oh, God damn it, man.
My bad. My bad. But yeah, no, like, he models his whole shit after Academics, which is just about the worst dude you can model your shit after. Like, you know, he even went as far as to publicly admit wrong and that he changed it up, and now he changed up his whole style. And this kid wants to model himself after him, and he's complete trash. And like, yeah, getting bro. No way. No way.
This kid is a straight clout chaser. He gonna go far because now he got a name. So if Adam actually fires him, he's still gonna find his way because now people looking at him for the bullshit. Yep. But guess what? Do you think he persuaded Adam, you know, to be behind all this fuck shit that Adam has been doing lately? Because lately,
no, Adam absolutely acts independent. I think the only one, if anyone, that he listens to, as far as people that we see on camera, I don't know who he's got behind the scenes. He might have somebody that gets his ear behind the scenes, but AD is the only one that he eventually listens to. But he argues with AD for like 10 minutes, and then eventually, like, he won't concede. Adam's ego is way too high for him to concede, but he might eventually just give in. But he'll always
Adam got no humility at all.
None. He'll just argue. He thinks he's right all the time, 100%. And even when it's so blatantly obvious that he's wrong, he still tries to stand on it. And even when he like admits that he's wrong, he still throws in a but or however. You know, he just can't. He's got to have the last word. You know, figuratively speaking, he can't just admit wrong and be humble ever.
But honestly, since this dude Flacco, whatever his name is, came on the scene with no jumper. They said he'd been there for some months. I don't know how long, but
yeah, a few months.
I see Adams. He changed a little bit. A lot of the fuck shit he letting slide. He's not trying to be political no more. He like fuck it for the views, basically.
Yeah, he's pretty much going for the content reviews. He's going for the subscriptions. He's going for, you know, how many views he's getting on these videos, and he's not really being a man about shit. You know what I mean? He's not having morals about this shit. He's not having a code of integrity of any kind. He's just, you know, if it's going to get ratings, if it's going to get people to watch, he's in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's weird. Because I feel like he had some type of a little integrity before, but I don't know. I ain't going to blame it on Flacco because Adam is the boss. We all know that. But look. Well,
Adam is the final piece. He gets final say. But, you know, this cat has only been with them for like 2 or 3 months. And, you know, he's one of the ones that they allow to post videos, you know. So he's been there for a short amount of time, yet he's posting videos. And, you know, when you're making a video for No Jumper, Adam is still going to look at it and give it the final yes or no. But apparently he was 100% with it on both sides. The whole conversation about using the N-word, which he eventually agreed that was taken out of context. But the whole other part was saying that he's a ghetto coon and all this. Yeah. He wouldn't admit that shit was taken out of context, and that it also wasn't being said to be racist. It was just a literally an equal comeback to what this cat said about him.
Well, there was a lot of shit that I seen on American Cholos thing that I didn't like.
Yeah, no, I looked at
a lot of shit.
Things that I don't.
Ultimately, on the No Jumper, he said he's with Black and Brown unity, and that's beautiful and everything else. But on the No Jumper thing, I mean, on the video I seen of him reacting to Tariq Nasheed, he said a lot of cocky, crazy kind of shit. You know, oh, we look at the map. You know, a lot of these we got all these Latin countries. What y'all got? He basically like coming at. I felt like it was like coming at black people saying, "What y'all got? We got all these countries. What y'all got?" And I know, I'm smarter to know where he was going, but I still feel like that was kind of stupid of him to say that type of shit. Like, come on, man. Really, they all been colonized. Stop it. Let's stop that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, and this weirdo is from North Dakota.
Oh,
Like, fucking the Poetic. What's his name?
Flacco. He's from
Flacco
North.
Poetic. I keep forgetting his name is Flacco because that's a Spanish name in my book. You know what I mean? That's not a black person's name. That's a Spanish. Flacco is a Spanish name in my opinion.
He's from North Dakota.
North Dakota, like literally, you can't get any more not urban, in my opinion. Like, I've never been there, but like from what I imagine in my mind, I imagine like the Badlands, where like it's like a northern type of dry desert fucking shithole land with like dead trees. Like, it's nowhere, bro. It's the sticks. You know what I mean? Like, in my opinion. So North Dakota is from what I see like the least urban area you can find. Probably the least black and brown people in it. It's just crazy white people and fucking coyotes.
Coyotes. Yo. So let's get into it then. Adam 22. Like, these the guy benefiting, matter if it's good or bad, people dying or whatever. He's the guy up top getting that check, getting that bag. Now, with all this controversy, Adam 22 is getting the money for that shit. And guess what? It ain't a lot, but it is a lot. When I look at the views, and it's like 250,000 views on this, like, he getting paid off of this shit. When they called him up, did you watch when they called him up? And did you see how his attitude was? He's in the gambling, doing some shit for poker tournament over there, wherever else for $1 million. He don't give a fuck about this little shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's
essentially died behind this shit.
That's what and I was gonna say that's a big point that you had just mentioned. I wanted to speak up on that. A big part of the conversation was how they're saying that, Adam, you're allowing this stuff to be posted, whether or not, you posted it, or if he, like we all know, is going to have final say on what does and does not get posted. But bottom line is, he's not understanding, or if he does, that's even worse. If he does understand it and still doesn't care, but the shit that's being said in those videos, with the racism back and forth and the craziness, because it was sounding like crazy talk. I mean, in the video they cut, was nuts. Like, it looked so crazy compared to what it originally was. It was a 7 or 8 minute video, and the other video was like a half-hour long video, and they cut 2 videos into each other to make them say like a few really, really crazy things. But yeah, when you watch it, like, it was crazy to hear this dude saying that shit. It sounded like off the chain ridiculous, you know what I mean? But then when you watch the other videos, you see, oh shit, it's the exact opposite is what he was really saying. But still, you have to understand, like, Adam did make a point. He's like, this day and age, if you say anything, context goes out the window immediately. And we do all know.
He's a victim of old footage. They brought it back.
Yes.
Yeah, but you do have to bring back the old. We want to know exactly about the person that we following and all that.
It's true.
Sometimes when people get that money, they start lying and changing their personality, their persona, and whatever else. I want to know the real you. So yeah, that's true. But to put that shit out on that platform and to do it like that was irresponsible. He's not considering like black and brown in California. He's not considering that shit. You don't understand it. It's
exactly. Like, black and brown in California is historically not good. You know what I mean? Like, literally, they've been at war with each other since the 50s. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they're just now recently starting to get to a point where their cultures have started to merge finally, which, it's about time. Like, they come from the same places, it might be a few blocks over, but they live in the same place down there in California. Their cultures are extremely close to each other. It's urban culture, and then black culture is black culture, and Mexican or Spanish culture is a very rich culture. You know what I mean? It's very, very, it's a heavy culture, and they're very into their culture. They're very proud people. especially Mexicans, especially the ones down in California, because they just came right up from Mexico. You know what I mean? But like, they're very very into their heritage. You know what I mean? And like,
that was their land.
Yeah, it's big. You know, because at one point when they came over here, you know, they didn't have much, and that's what they had was their culture and their people, their family, their food. You know what I mean? Like all of that is what got them through those really really tough years first coming to America. You know, and that's basically what they did. Like every other, you know, basically, you know, any new culture, any new group of people that are coming to America go through it. You know, you're broke.
Yeah, you treat it differently. You
100%.
treat it like a fucking.
You live in ghettos, which
you gotta struggle and grind and do your thing.
Yeah, I mean, they live in ghettos, which is, you know, by definition, a ghetto is a lower income neighborhood of a very specific great group of racial people. So, you know, you had back in the day in New York, you had the Italian ghettos, the Irish ghettos, the Jewish ghettos.
You had gangbangers. All of them
had all gangbanging. You know, like the Irish got it in heavy. That's my people. They got it in real hard.
Yep.
We were doing it back in Ireland too on a real deal scale, like to the point where like one of the largest terrorist groups in the 70s, 80s, and 90s was the IRA. Recently, in the past like 15 years or so, they've scaled it back and they've actually switched up. Now they have the IRA, which is the real IRA, and like 4 other factions. But yeah, Irish people have been getting it in for a minute. They're real terrorists,
real gangsters,
like
gangsters.
bombing shit.
Oh yeah, we know that.
Like I know for a fact that they went and they trained with.
Banging so hard to the fact that the Italians had to bring some Irish in. Like damn.
Well, that was.
We only do Italian, but these.
Yeah, well, back in the day, the Italians, the Italians would turn to the Irish to do the hits and whatnot, like the really gangster shit that they didn't want to get their hands on. They went right to the fucking.
I respect the Irish. I got a lot of Irish good friends. You feel me?
We appreciate that.
Nah, but for real, like I don't like how these dudes. We need to have some real guys controlling this mark. Like this is crazy. It's a sad thing. And in the future, they're gonna all be lames. I guarantee it. But it don't matter. By then, they're gonna all be rich. But
yes,
you know, there's gonna be some guys, some real guys, that's gonna find the lane and get into this shit and be able to report the stories the right way and talk about the subjects the right way without no fucking jackass, opportunist, greedy ass, money hungry bastard.
Well, what we really
need, some money.
What we really need is we need somebody who's gonna wind up playing the role of like a bouncer. You know what I mean? Of who's gonna allow.
I know, but it's hard. You can't do that now because people.
No, it's difficult. But what it's going to take somebody with a decent personality who really has respect and understanding of these situations. And then, you know, and as far as a bouncer, what I mean is like when people put out videos like this, immediately this individual or individuals will jump up and make a video about how it's not cool that this was said or this was done. Basically, like checking anybody who's coming through and posting shit in regards to this. And the reason I say that it needs to be done is because it really does need to be done because, you know, people are going to die up under this. Like they're literally people are going to die or have already died because of this. I'm guaranteeing you at least one person in California in the past 2 or 3 days who smoked somebody did it over racism, did it over this had a comment. The comment had something to do with it in one way or another, whether it was vocalized between 2 people and then moved on, or if it was just it got somebody riled up in their head and then they went out and got into some shit with something completely different, but that got them riled up in the first place. Yeah.
And your boy American Chola, I think he said, I don't know if it was him or the other dude, Bozo, who said a good point, you know. God damn it, I forgot. No, wait a minute. He said some shit about the races and like the comparison between like a fucking damn, what did he say? God damn it, I forgot. It was a comparison. He said something good as fuck too. He had a good ass comparison. My bad, y'all. I don't know. I forgot.
That's all right. That's all right. It's all good. But, you know, and when it pops back in, just get in there. Just be like, I got it, and you know, drop it on us for sure. But don't sweat it. Like people get it, and you be smoking that fucking hot.
It's gonna come back all up. He killed it too.
Yeah, no, they both had some really good points. You know, him and American Cholo Bozo. Is it Bozo?
Bozo, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a wild ass name.
I know, but
It's,
hey,
that, that's some Bozo shit.
nah, hey, maybe they have a lot of wild names. I'm from San Diego. I heard a lot of names, but names don't mean shit.
Yeah,
Don't get it fucked up.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Exactly, exactly, exactly. And then I like how, and Adam will never, ever, ever go. But I like how he said, he's like, I got some shit for you. I'm gonna bring you to some funerals. I'm gonna bring you to some
Yeah,
gatherings where
that was good.
they're feeding people and whatnot. And you know, Adam will not show up, obviously.
He said he
Um,
would, but he might. He might.
well, I think he'll
But
show up
it's just
to like
content
he'll
because it's
show up to like
content.
the food drive, but I don't think he'll go to a funeral he might go to like the afterwards, like get together after the
You
funeral.
don't know what his sick ass to do for that content. Trust me.
That's
He'll go
very,
there
very
and be like,
true.
look, get the cameras. I'm here at the funeral. He'll do that. I think he would.
No, no, that would they no. I hope to God he wouldn't be
I'm
that.
telling you, he would, man. I'm telling
Oh
you, he would. He would.
God,
He has no fear when it comes to that shit. He bought that bread. Period.
let me ask you this, and you know, people in the jump in the comments. Let us know what you think to this question. Um, you think Adam ever gets like shot at or hopped up real bad or potentially killed one day after something he says or just in general
No,
because
not yet. I don't think, but we'll see what the people think. I don't think.
the only reason I ask is because he speaks on a lot of topics that have nothing to do with him and he's also speaking on topics that have everything to do with real gangbangers. You know what I mean? People who are really about that life, really out in the street doing it. I mean, he's already had a gun pulled on him. He's already gotten fucking slapped up in his show by one of his guests. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, what's it going to take? I
He
don't
got
think.
slapped up on the show.
Yeah, I think somebody went after him and hit him a few times. I think.
For real? I didn't know that.
I believe he was like attacked. I believe he was attacked, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't, but I know for a fact that that they got robbed. That homeboy came in with a gun and like pretty much held them up and tried to rob him right in the middle of a live podcast. And Adam and a couple of them didn't even realize at first. They thought it was like somebody that was friends with somebody else, like fucking around. And then he found out it was legit. But then they have security there. They have security guards. So security hopped up and like handled that. But I don't know.
Right in the middle of the podcast, the boy got draped up and dripped out, knowing what I'm talking about. Yeah. And he had, these guys came across real intelligent, Bozo and American whatever, Cholo.
Cholo, I
I
agree.
like them. They made good points, and they always said that we're trying to get black and brown together in unity, positive shit. See, when you get some Mexican guys that do that, gang members that's doing that, that's very powerful. That ain't no joke. They get heat for that. Trust me, they get heat for that shit. But they're intelligent, and I respect that. So if you got that, Adam should be smart enough to know roll with whatever they saying. Period, and be done
Yeah.
with it.
No, Adam should definitely bend the knee and fucking admit that even if he thinks he's right, that he's got to admit to himself that he's obviously not right because he's not there. He ain't there. He doesn't know about it like to that degree of intimacy of being a part of it, of being that family, that crew or whatever it may be. So if you got two dudes who come from that place
And they
are
telling you
literally the
positive
people
shit.
you're talking about, telling you that you're wrong when you're speaking on something that you never lived in, not for 5 minutes, let alone a lifetime. If you got two of those people telling you that you're wrong, then you got to fucking admit that you're wrong. Like I wouldn't argue with two brains, like I wouldn't argue with two fucking professional like doctors about
Not
their
at all.
craft. I wouldn't argue with two football players about football. I wouldn't argue with two race car drivers about racing, and I'm not going to argue with two cholos out of fucking LA or East LA and shit.
And you're not even from there.
Yeah,
You're
like,
not even from there. Majority of his artists are California bound. Majority, and that's what people not understanding either.
they are.
He don't cover underground artists from other places.
No,
He lives in Cali, in a nice big spot, probably in Calabasas, wherever the fuck he live. He covering Cali, but he not from there. So you gotta really listen to the people that's from there. You feel me? That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? And,
100%. But I had also spoken on that earlier on because when we were having a discussion about him being like one of the gatekeepers, if not the gatekeeper for this culture and stuff like that right now, as far as the internet presence goes, and especially on he does all his interviews with upcoming rappers and people who are getting in the game right now and starting to get noticed. But it's like these are all LA rappers, I mean, not even Cali rappers, just LA rappers for the most part. And there's a lot of rap outside of Cali, especially outside of LA. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna go down to who's rapping, it's right off the bat. The main two are gonna be LA and New York. The 5 boroughs, all of them. And they, they'll have 100 guys on from Cali I never heard of, and then they'll pull up one not from Cali that I know, and then they'll go on 50 people before you get back to one legitimate rapper from anywhere else in America. But they're acting like all the best rappers in the game right now are these guys he's interviewing from LA specifically, and it's like, bro, I don't even know these cats, and I'm never going to hear their music.
And when you
like
street,
the rappers, you know what I mean? Like
in the streets, you got rules and regulations. You can't do shit. You can't talk about shit that you don't know about. You're gonna get your ass beat. You're gonna get shot, killed, whatever, stabbed up, all that type of shit.
Yep.
Now, this internet situation is a problem because you got these little fuck boys in the dark corner somewhere building up their fucking power like it's a goddamn video game, and then popping out with their power and clout and money now to where they can basically say whatever they want. That's a fucking problem. I don't like these fucking internet. I stopped subscribing to all them weirdos. I only subscribe to dudes that I know that I could really trust and fuck with. I don't subscribe now no more to these weirdos just because they got the money and the clout to get the information early, all that. I get the information when I get it from a real one. I don't want the information from these fucking weirdos no more. I'm sick of this shit. It's disgusting. Yeah. It's really disgusting what's going on. Academics, he the boss of the shit. He the creator of it. Then you got Vlad, another scumbag. I don't fuck with him.
Where did he even come from?
Adam 22, a piece of shit. You got fucking Trap Lord Ross. Fuck him because he's so intelligent. He could be doing other shit, but he choose to focus on the bullshit that he don't know nothing about really. You got Swamp Stories. Fuck him too. I don't fuck with none of these weirdos because they all this game is wrong, and this is why these kids is running around. You wondering why these kids are running around killing shit. Academics is the king of this shit. He started it. Guess where he started at? Chirac Savages. Guess where the most murders in this gang shit is going down at? Chirac.
Yeah.
Guess what we all copying? Chirac. You got fucking Nicki Minaj. Oh, killing the ops for days. You got big superstars talking about shooting ops. You don't understand what's going on with this internet shit. These kids don't watch TV.
Nope.
That's what the fuck I'm saying. Adam 22 is a fucking, he needs to be like, there's no way to kill him. They done. They too powerful. But the smart people are going to take heed and watch these motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. What they're not understanding, and this is now like this kind of shit where things that people are saying are literally going to translate into people dying in the street over it. You know what I mean? Whether it's specifically over that what they said, and then it turns into a beef between.
How's academics still running around freely like that without no static? He was creating these guys. He called certain rappers the Savage, the Grave Digger,
the Demons,
the fucking the Killer, the Grim Reaper. I ain't gonna name the names.
No, demons on Demon Time, like
he
all
created this shit.
Yeah,
for his capital gain. He's a fucking piece of shit. Period. So I don't give a fuck people coming at me when I made the video. I give a fuck because I'm gonna stand for the right thing. That's all I do over here. And now you got Adam 22 from Wisconsin or whatever the fuck he from.
New Hampshire.
He's the fucking key holder to this fucking. It's fucking fucked up. Y'all are fucked up, man. For real, man. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. I went through a lot, homie, and I can't see it. It's crazy. Honestly.
Well, that's why I said. That's why I was saying earlier. Do you think we see? Do you think we see Adam get touched up in the future potentially shot or at least shot at.
Well, they need to get away from this stuff, these subjects, but they could now because they rich. Adam over there doing poker shit. Your boy academics is doing different shit. He's trying to stay away from it because like they build it and they get their ass the fuck away because they getting that money now. He got a big house. His mom got a big house. He's rich. Like, why would you continue to do the fuck shit? But the thing is, you built your name on that shit. So I don't know. There's a lot of dudes that don't like the dude. That's why you gotta keep his security up. But
I literally don't fuck with any of those guys. The only one that I even watched is No Jumper. Their content is fire. Even when he does the interviews, it's still good. But like, and I wanted to like this dude when I first started watching him. Like, I really wanted to like him. But like, I'm gonna say immediately.
And you look like
immediately. I was one of those guys, like this. I mean, if I had a gigantic fucking like picture of a fucking cock on the side of my face tatted on my face, like, what's up with this dude? Like, he looks like mad extra weird. Like, and he's got some sketchy tattoos. He's got weird shit. You got like upside down crosses and shit. Like, you got an upside down cross in the corner of his eye. Like, that's saying
yeah, super gangster from New Hampshire.
Well, no,
let's give it up to the real ones. Like, I like I don't know if you like him, but I like Milk 7-4 because he knows about
he's real.
I respect him. I like his shit.
He showed up to No Jumper. He showed up to No Jumper to run a fade with Adam.
I like what you would call it? The blood white boy.
1090 Jake. 1090 Jake.
Yeah. I like him.
Me too.
I'll be watching this shit. I subscribe to this thing.
And
there's a lot of other real ones. It ain't a black and white thing, basically what I'm saying. There's real white boys that went through the real shit. And they got the right to report about the shit. But you got these fucking dudes from the fuck. It's just terrible, man. It really is. That's telling me that my guys from the hood, step your game up, get your business mind right, get your shit together, and really make these platforms because we need y'all right now.
Yeah,
we need y'all. We need y'all. We got Vlad running it, fucking German guy. It's all good, whatever. But he's not really. We got Adam 22. Really might be bigger than Vlad. We got stop it. We got academics bigger than these motherfuckers. He's a fucking weirdo. Like, we need real guys that know what's up. I ain't gonna say from the hood, nothing like that.
Well, no.
Real guys that know what's up to report these type of situations. That's all.
Well, check it out. So like every rap crew, every rap crew, every music crew, record label crews, all types of crews, all the way from the record label dudes and everything in between, all the way down to real deal gangsters, doing shit in the street. All those groups, they all need to assign one person out of their crew to be their internet guy, be their content provider. Yeah. Somebody's got to do it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, well, if you get one guy from each crew, or you get an honest individual from a neighborhood that'll give you the rundown of what the block. They don't got to tell you exactly where or exactly what, but just how things go or how things were last year. You do like a year after. You report on what happened 1 year ago. You know what I mean? To the point where you use no names. There was never a police file report. Like, it's, like nobody's going to get caught. And you just give a rough thing like a man was being chased by the police and and then take it from there. You know what I mean? You don't say like, bag somebody.
It's getting out of hand.
You gotta, because you have the wrong people giving you the information, and what it is because they're not the right people to be bringing the information to you, because they're gonna ask questions. They're gonna ask questions, but they're gonna ask the simple questions, the obvious questions, the questions you gotta ask just to get even a baseline on where someone's even coming from. You're never gonna know who they are ever. But I'm just saying.
I'm talking about the major shit. Now, tell me, what's the problem with this Adam 22 shit?
The problem is that he's not from the culture, so he doesn't understand it. So he doesn't understand the implications behind the things that he's asking or saying or promoting or putting up, or the things he's just doing in general. What is he pushing forward? Like, right off the bat, he you know, he's like everybody. Like he enjoys it. You know what I mean? He likes the culture. You know what I mean? He's a fan of the culture.
Yeah, no problem. That's no problem with that.
And it, well, I mean, there's no problem with that, but it is a problem when you're the one who's going to now essentially be a type of gatekeeper. You're going to have a platform that is going to give the thumbs up or the thumbs down for somebody. Like if he rides somebody and trashes them, they're in deep shit because a lot of people watch this and a lot of people are just gonna be like, "Yo, fuck that dude," especially if it's one sided. You know, Adam's going off on No Jumper, which you watch every day. Whereas whoever he's dissing might say it on their Instagram, but unless you're fucking following him, you ain't gonna see it. So you know, like right off the bat, these guys can get crushed by him and his platform. He's got a big one. Although he doesn't really do that to anybody unless he's the
But be
guy.
specific in this situation with American Cholo. What's the issue right now?
All right. Well, with American Cholo, is what it is he got into it with Tyga, right? And I, you know, I don't know specifically what exactly happened, but I know he got into it with Tyga, and they had an issue, and it it got to the point where like they were just shit talking each other like all the time, and at the time it didn't matter. He made these videos that they chopped up and put together. One of those videos was from like 3 or 4 years ago. You know what I mean? 3 or 4 fucking years ago, bro. Like I
Yeah,
was,
that's crazy.
you know, like to me that's a lot. You know, like
That's a lot.
a year is a long time. Like, but in 4 years you can literally be different. You know, you're gonna parts of you something that you would have been you would have been down with or whatever 4 years ago for sure, and then you come back, you might be completely different in that situation, whatever it may be. You know, like people get older, people get smarter, people get dumber, people get comfortable, and then come back to a place where they pledged an allegiance. So that people were with them, so that they could literally survive and get by. Because in the hood, it's tough to do on your own, especially in a really rough spot. You can't do it alone ever. You need people to have your back, and like these people then wind up leaving or going somewhere, and then they come back, and their loyalty is not really the same because they realize that there's life out. You know what I mean? Like, and they kind of don't want to fuck with it no more, or like they've been to prison and it was crazy. You know what I mean? I'm not even saying like they got fucked with, like just in general, like they just fucked with somebody's head, and they're like, I'm not about this. Like it got too crazy because like being in the, you know, from what I can see, because I'm a huge fan. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of like 1090 Jake. I wound up watching.
Yeah, 1090 Jake. I'll fuck with 1090 Jake for sure.
See, I wound up watching him literally. I guess it was when he first started putting things up. I think it was like maybe 3.5, 4 years right now. I must have just started watching him like just as he kicked off. You know what I mean? Because I think I've seen every single video that's ever come up has a red line under it. I've watched all of his shit. But I started watching him from I think like day one. You know what I mean? Like I caught up to the guy. I think like a couple of weeks after he first started really posting like a lot with EOS on the channel. In the sentence. But yeah, no, his shit's he's mad nice.
So
like,
wait, stay to the
Jake's got his
stuff
shit together. His
that
videos
he nice. We know that. We fuck with him. But I want to know the issue that you have in particular. You didn't get specific with this whole situation between Adam 22 and American Cholo. Like, why do you have a problem with Adam 22? I want to know from your perspective. That's what the
Okay.
people want to know.
Copy. My bad. I'm high too.
It's all right.
Well, basically, what you have, I'm not a fan of how Adam like these guys were saying the whole interview. American Cholo and Bozo were saying the whole time. He's like, he's like, but if this dude respected it, like he would have taken the video down, and it's still fucking up. You know what I mean? And you could tell that Duno was uncomfortable being there because they kind of kept.
He was, and when you told me that, and I was like, wow, they called him. He wasn't even supposed to be there.
He wasn't even supposed to be there. And AD called him and was like, bro, AD called him and said, like, bro, you got to come through. Like, we're going to need you here for this. Like,
he showed up.
But AD knew the homie, though. He knew Bozo. So, like, he knew him from earlier. Like, they did a song together, like, a while back, like 5-6 years, maybe longer. Or maybe 5 years into their career, they did a question. Yeah, that's what it was. They were 5 years. AD was like 5 years into his career when they wound up cutting the song together, which at that time really wasn't done. You know, Black and Brown didn't fuck with each other. It was deep, especially in the hood.
Let's stick on the subject.
It was what it was. So that wasn't really normal. So they were like one of the first ones to really do it, and the shit was mad nice, apparently. But they've known each other for a minute, and like right off the bat, Bozo was telling a story how AD was real and just came through and chilled just by himself, rolled up to the homie's hood.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm talking about Adam 22. Why?
No. So what it is like, like he wouldn't. Adam wouldn't like. The guys just kept saying like, why wasn't it just taken down? Like we expressed that it was an issue and we called you on it, and like it's still up. You know what I mean? When AD and Duno are not feeling it, don't want it up, and it all comes down to Adam not pulling it. Uh, and he was what they even called him. And Adam was just talking about how he didn't want to take it down because he didn't see how it wasn't newsworthy. Like he thought it was mad
Yeah,
newsworthy.
and I heard him.
It was a whole argument.
He's a stubborn bastard. But sorry, keep going.
And that's what I'm getting at is how stubborn he is. He just wasn't hearing it, and this is some other shit that he'll always do. Oh, and what? I'm sorry. Right off the bat.
Let's go.
Adam released a statement. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
Adam had released. Yeah, let me start it up. Start it over real quick. It'll be fast. Adam had released a video, like kind of like apologizing for like what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
Not well received. They weren't really feeling it.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see it. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't see that one.
So after they watched it real quick, Bozo said to AD and Duno, he said that he's want to know why. They want to know why. I'm sorry, my fucking dog.
All right. And I gotta go pee too, so keep going. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Okay. Jesus, I'm sorry. I'm getting bothered, but yeah. So sorry, guys. So basically, Bozo had a problem with this statement that Adam had released apologizing because he felt that it was bullshit. You know what I mean? Like it's bullshit. Like he's saying like, oh yeah, we're sorry and this and the other thing and all that. But like the bottom line is that people still got problems over this. It still caused mad issues. He got paid on it, and it's kind of just like some bullshit. Like he's saying like we apologize, but then he goes out and puts videos out that still cause issues, and like it's just not cool. Like so, this guy had a problem with him, making the apology. He didn't feel it was sincere enough, I guess, because he still put the videos up. So they still wanted him to take the video down. And Adam's mad stubborn, as you probably saw. He eventually admitted that one part of the video that they made that this poetic cat made. They agreed that when he used a specific word, which is the N word in the song, like they weren't with it. I don't know. They just had problems with it from the get. You know what I mean? They just had problems, so it was just an issue. So they weren't really accepting Adam's apology. It was mad weird to just talk to the screen with not you.
No, that's what you gotta do, homie. I do it. You gotta do it.
That was just a waste of 2 minutes. I apologize. But yeah, no. So basically, Bozo wasn't feeling this apology, and he just didn't feel like it was sincere because they still had the video up that they weren't liking right now, and
I'm sorry, people.
He was saying like
Adam,
he still
apologize for putting up that footage of Bozo or something else. I'm sorry, y'all, but
no, Adam was apologizing for what was it? What I can't for some reason I'm high. I just can't remember specifically what it said. I watched so many of these fucking things you said.
He apologized for putting up the shit on for reposting the shit.
What was it up?
He apologized to American or whatever for reposting the shit. That's what happened.
That's yes. I'm sorry. They put up a video of. I'm sorry. That's what it is. I'm sorry, folks. I'm literally.
All right. It's okay. Keep going.
Anyway, yeah. Adam posted the video of American Cholo saying things, but it was 2 videos cut into one, and the videos were just like short. They were like 15, 20 seconds. It was like 30 seconds altogether, maybe less, or maybe more. I don't know. But it was a small amount of time, and they basically took him way out of context. It was an issue he was having with Tyga. Mm-hmm. So he wound up getting into it with Tyga, and then there was comments made by this other cat. You know this cat's name.
Flacco. Poetic Flacco.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I keep forgetting his name.
I know.
Sounds Spanish, but
he's a weirdo.
Dude. But so Poetic Flacco had put this video together. It was like 3 or 4 minutes of basically taking him completely out of context and there was some name calling going on between this dude and Flacco and no, I'm sorry, the guy that Tyga that was commenting on his beef with Tyga. Who the fuck was that? It was somebody else, wasn't it? It was another guy, I think.
I don't know.
Because this dude made the video, but it was about him talking to somebody else.
So the whole thing is, I'm trying to get to the whole thing about the boss man, Adam 22. I want to know why you're mad as a white suburban
well,
guy.
I'm getting at. So
But you're hood too, but I'm just saying, like, I want to know the problem with Adam from your perspective. That's what I really want to know. And that's out of my really curiosity. I don't give a fuck about the audience. I'm talking about just me.
Okay.
I want to know.
Basically, he's stubborn. He's really stubborn. He's stubborn to the point of ignorance. Like it. I don't know how other people feel when they watch it, but when I watch it, I've always wanted to like Adam. Always from day one, I wanted to like Adam. But he always. I'm not going to say I dislike him. I do like him. I think now things have started, like he's been getting worse and worse, but that's not fair because I know when the internet goes after you, they can make you look awful. And you know, if I had a microphone shoved up your ass 24/7.
Well, if you was him, what you would have did? What you know what I mean? If you was him in that situation, like
I would do things differently, but he also at some point, part of me is just saying like, you know, the guy is a businessman of a new type of business. It's basically a wild frontier, and he's difficult in how he's shrewd in his business. You know, he does things and, you know, like a good business owner, when he makes a choice and does something, he stands up for it and backs it, even if it's wrong. You know, at least he stands up about what he originally says or what at least he believes in to some extent. But like I question the things he chooses. Like why did he choose that shit? Like I don't understand his game. I think he's misunderstood. And when you're misunderstood, people don't like you or won't like things that you do. So that's kind of it with me. Like I think he's very stubborn, and I just feel like he's not really. I don't know. Like I don't know.
You wish he took.
I want to like him, but I also feel like he's not trustworthy for some reason. Although he hasn't really done anything, you know what I mean? And I don't know why I feel like that, but it's not because of what other people are saying. I'm sorry.
Kind of did.
He's stubborn.
Kind of didn't move smart, and that's why we talking about him because I'm rooting for all these dudes. To tell you the truth, but if our platform, if these dudes fuck up, we on it. We on them. That's just it. That's how it is. And in this situation, he didn't make the right moves. Honestly,
I agree.
I just wanted to hear what you know, but for me, like, yeah, he should have listened right away. No problem. All right, you already rich. Why let your ego fucking you up and start talking? You know.
But like my question is again, like now, is it necessarily his ego, or is he just he's a shrewd businessman? It might not be ego. It might just be he might be going business point of view. I don't. Maybe he doesn't give a fuck at all. Maybe that's maybe that's why he doesn't take it down.
On a bigger platform, the bigger scale.
But that could be why
that's not shrewd businessman. Then
no,
you're saying that ain't shrewd businessman. If he did that, because a real shrewd businessman wouldn't give a fuck and listen to them. Yeah, oh yeah, okay, no problem, and go handle it. That's what a shrewd business. That's what.
No, I agree.
No, it's not that. It's not that. He got belief.
I agree, but I also think that he wasn't for 1 second thinking about what this might do in the streets. I think he thinks that it'll just be on the internet and stay on the internet. Although
let's be honest, he called me about this situation.
What's that?
This show's about to be something totally different. You called me about this situation. You had a problem with the way he handled it.
Yeah.
So let's be honest here.
Like
let's be honest.
Because what it is all right. So they had a problem with him. They had a problem with. They said when this guy Poetic made the fucking video, it was him saying there was two things that he was saying. He was saying it was about using the word the N word.
Cool.
It was about using the N word, and basically this guy was calling ghetto. No, he was calling the Spanish dude. Spanish guy. American Cholo. American Cholo, yeah. So he was calling him, he called him like a something coon. You know what I mean? He called him some kind of coon. Like, what the fuck?
Let's go. Come on. You ain't done yet, motherfucker. BullRad show. Let's go. Come on.
So yeah, he did that. He called him that. So then American Cholo came back at him and called him. Like, I'm not getting involved. He called no, yo. Bottom line is he used the same word. I shouldn't even have said it. It's so bad that I said it. I'm not even thinking.
You didn't say it. Did you say it? Whatever.
But yeah, no. He wound up using that 4-letter word. Like a raccoon. So he's raccoon.
And another thing is, I never knew this thing about coon. I never knew that it's something that
I just thought coon was like a dirty ass.
I know the ER word or the N word. Yeah, I know whatever that. But coon, I didn't know that.
Coon is just like there's like a bunch of racist ass fucking white.
Yeah, I know.
Racist
like I can see that. Yeah, okay. Now as I'm thinking about it, yeah, I guess.
Like calling somebody a spook or some shit like that. Like that's crazy. Like that's just. I think you're gonna catch a whooping just as bad. Yeah, we go. Yo, you don't walk.
I don't use them. No words. I got Italian best friends.
Go to Manhattan and walk up 149th Street. Like or 143rd Street or some shit like that, and call like 4 dudes chilling on the corner of coons or like something like that. Like,
I got Italian best friends. I got Jamaican best friends. If I hear a Jamaican word that I ain't supposed to use, I won't use it. It's just easy, simple as that.
That's the other thing. Like like there's certain like I had friends that were Greek and stuff from Long Island, so like people would throw around the word malaka, like is like motherfucker or some shit like that, something to that effect, But they would call each other that all the time. But like there's certain groups of people where you can't speak to them like that in their language because it's different. It's not a word that you can make funny. It's like using like the N word around here, like. You know what I mean? Like you can't just throw some words around.
Yeah. You're right. Every culture got words. Every culture. So
and every individual treats their culture differently. Like you can have a hardcore, like a 45-year-old Mexican dude, where like if you say anything negative, like as far as like any kind of racist content, like any whatever slang you do for a Mexican person, they're not going to have it. They're going to be very upset about it. You know what I mean? And they might beat your ass, but they might also just be like talking to you about that shit. Like I've seen that shit happen to dudes I work with when we were younger. Like people would like grab people up and be like, yo, and like say some shit to them. They usually pull them into the room, but like I've seen it happen multiple times. You know what I mean? Like
words are effective, and everybody knows that. So that's what it is. Shout out to my boy CEO Reek. He was on the show last night. He gonna be back. He gonna working with BullRad, and he gonna be working with us. You feel me? So shout out to him.
Really?
Yeah. He gonna be working with the network in the future. Cause he a cool nigga. We don't got nothing against him. We know what happened to him. He a guy that came from the streets and Wack changed his life around, but then Wack just let him go after the. He don't want me talking about Wack, but I'm gonna say it. Go ahead.
Can you tell us about it? Because I really don't know who he was. Like I checked in last night. I don't know if anybody here today was on last night. I called him.
Man, he was the dude that was controlling all the shit on the Clubhouse. He was the guy controlling the Clubhouse, and then not only Clubhouse, they had the podcast where they interviewing people like Birdman, Mozzie, all kind of big names. He was right there, Wack's co-host. He was there in the same.
He was on the radio.
He was on the mic with him. He was in the same room with academics, Adam 22, Wack 100, and all these dudes. He was the guy being right there, And then they got into some. I don't know what happened, but
that's what I'm saying. What happened? Like
I think he's gonna be working with Wack again in the future. I don't know what happened, but I just feel like he's gonna be working with Wack.
Did Wack fire him or did he quit?
I don't know what happened with all that, but Wack gonna be working with him in the future. We'll see.
He's trying to get him back, right?
That's all. You can look it up if you want to look it up. I ain't gonna speak on it on this platform, but you can look it up. Look up CEO Reek Wack 100 and on your all time.
Okay.
He's gonna be working with. You gotta do that because this your network.
I gotta look into it. Well, yeah, no, of course.
Yeah, this is your network, and he's gonna be working with us. So,
well, I just found out who he was last night, and I was gonna check it, but I figured I'd just wait and then ask you. And
look him up, do some research on him. I took a lot of videos down on BullRad, and I know a lot of y'all hate me for that because I had million.
You gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
500,000 views.
look, we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have a lot of content coming out. You have a lot of content coming out. We have
Guaranteed.
every
In the
week.
future, we're not stopping. So
No, and actually, we're gonna be.
oh, BullRad got some interesting shit for the minds. And talk about it a little bit. Talk about it a little bit. Talk about it.
Well, basically,
Just
we're
a
gonna get
little
in.
bit.
We're gonna get into today's hot topic. Really, one of the big ones. A lot of big things going on right now. They do a lot of prison stories. A lot of just culture stuff, like specific culture stuff or general culture stuff. You got guys doing the legal shit, the court cases and whatnot. There's podcasts, people just speaking on all different aspects of this culture in general. So we're actually going to be branching off into something else. We're going to be going into a popular thing right now, which is this whole UFO, which now
Yeah,
they're calling
that's crazy.
UAPs. They're
And I
calling
know there's something out
UAPs.
there. It ain't just us. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, but so no, so basically this whole UFO situation has gotten crazy, and this government, information that they put out, which is just like, yo, it's weird. Like we go into COVID and they just throw out, oh yeah, by the way, aliens are real, and people are like, yeah, cool, whatever. Like
Yeah, we
we
we,
knew that.
we, we skip past it, but
I guarantee that there's people who have either forgotten or didn't even know at first that happened, and it's been quiet ever since. Like it's not like on the head, it's not the fucking headlines every fucking day in the paper that there's ships out there that nobody knows what they are. You know, that's fucking weird. Like that's very strange that we don't know who this is. Nobody in the world knows who this fucking is. They absolutely know who it is. They know what's going on, but it's crazy. Like it's not people from this world, which is nuts, nuts. But so we're gonna get into some
we need
stories.
to. I like that.
We're gonna get into like basically. I think we're gonna go the route of we'll basically bring up a situation that happened, in the United States most likely. But there is a lot of history outside the United States and a lot of history that goes back before it was the United States and whatnot, and also throughout the entire world. A lot of history, and there's government. Basically, every government's got something going on with these,
You know that
uh,
every government has something that the people don't know about. That's just a fact. Come on.
yeah. And now they've switched the name though. They switched the name from UFO to UAP, which is unidentified um, aerial phenomenon. So an
Wow, I
unidentified
didn't know that.
aerial phenomenon. So they changed the name. So now in a story, when they say UAP, it means the same thing as UFO,
And
but
you
it's not
won't, you
UFO.
won't register though.
It's
You
not the
won't
same.
register like the UFO clicks in your
UFO
brain. Like, oh,
is a
hell
trigger
no.
word.
Like,
UFO is a trigger word.
so wait, what they say it again? Say that again.
So uh, they changed it from UFO to UAP, which is unidentified aerial phenomenon. Same thing as an unidentified flying object. It's just a different way of saying it and a different call sign, 3 letters. Because the second you hear UFO, people instantly they get images. You know what I mean, of all different shit,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it makes it comical and not real. You know what I mean, or like a joke. It makes it into a joke for a lot of people. So now, when they say UAP, they're specifically speaking about an unknown. Nobody knows who or what it is or where it's from, and I mean nobody. Like we and the entire every fucking country out there that has a military and a radar system can see these things, and yeah, nobody says anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, but it's crazy. And now when they bring it up and they say that word, it's a lot heavier when you hear it because that's weird, bro. There's some weird ass shit that can come here and do insane things that we can't fathom how it's even possible. The creatures inside them doing these things should be dead. We would be dead, even in a chair. We would die. No, I'm not kidding. They pull hundreds of G's immediately. They stop. They'll be flying stupid fast and make a 90-degree turn. Not in a circle with the tires screeching and the back end
I'm
swerving.
saying it too.
They just turn. Like that would snap your neck. That would destroy the blood vessels in your eyes and your ears, and you would bleed out. No, it's because that's
And
why
I'm not against the government either. I'm not against the government.
it's not the government.
That's me
Yo,
personally.
the
I'm
government
not against them because I know there's shit that they gotta keep classified.
they
So I'm not against them.
look.
So
It's
just
either
know that.
it's
I ain't
either
one of them. I ain't one of them ones. Even if BullRad, that's my boy. Even if he one of them ones, I'm not one of them ones though. That's just how I feel. Because I know certain things gotta be classified. I know that.
look. There are things that have to be classified because I've heard pilots are talking about these UAPs and videos they have of them. There's multiple videos that the Defense Department has released, 3 at least that I'm aware of, all of unidentified craft doing remarkable things, and you can hear our military pilots speaking about it because they're the ones following them and catching them on these cameras. And these things are flying at insane speeds, extremely low to the water. They'll stop, they disappear. They'll pull, like I said, they'll pull 90-degree turns at hundreds of miles an hour, which is just impossible for an organic being to handle that.
Well, a human being, but there's other species.
Well, a human being. Be fair, a human being without technology. If you can make some
got some
anti-gravity, if it's some kind of anti-gravity system that's allowing them to move like that, literally like a gravity force field that displaces gravity before the craft even gets to that point, so it's not affected by inertia or anything. So inside of that thing, while you're doing thousands of miles an hour, and then you stop dead, you're just floating in a completely like inert environment where you're just floating around. So like you can do anything in that. It's just a craft that you're sitting in, but you're independent from its movements somehow through technology. So we could live through that, and any creature could live through that once they figure that out. And that's what it is.
Wait a minute, BullRad. If y'all fucking with this content, this is coming up on this BullRad Network. I'm Bush. It's BullRad. It's a great show.
We're just going to get into it. Basically, we're going to give you a situation that took place in the United States. Most likely, there is far longer history than the early 90s, the 1940 times. 1940 and 1950 is when a lot of UFO reportings of all types and all sorts of shit, abductions, it all started back in the 40s, pretty much after or right around the Roswell crash, which was in 47, took place in Roswell, New Mexico. Something crashed. They said it was a weather balloon. Originally, they said it was a space.
You have to save that, homie. I'm telling you.
No. It's just the original moment. It's just
I'm telling you. This is a whole other episode.
All right, but it just starts moving off, and then so we'll give you something like that, and then we'll give you something more.
They're gonna love it. Don't worry, they're gonna love it.
It's gonna be good.
Find us too. They're gonna find us now. Adam 22. Fuck you. The way you handle this shit. Academics, fuck you. And all you other motherfucking clout chasers, have some integrity with this shit. Especially if you ain't from the hood, if you're from the ghetto, have some type of integrity when you're reporting these stories. That's all we ask you. You know what I mean? We both fucked up, but that's y'all know how we are anyway. So shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Peace.